Hola, me llamo Tresilyn. La educación del español es cada vez más importante en los Estados Unidos. Sorry, let me translate. Hi, I'm Tresilyn. Spanish education is becoming increasingly important in the United States every day. I personally am not a native Spanish speaker, but I did take 3 years of Espanol in high school, and it allowed me to grow as a Spanish speaker and as a person. According to a researcher from Telelanguage in 2018, roughly 53 million Spanish speakers are currently residing in the United States. And that number is expected to grow to over 138 million by 2050, making the United States the largest Spanish-speaking country in the world. This obviously provides the opportunity for the United States to become more beautifully diverse, but it also presents a new issue, a language barrier. In order to keep up with the rapidly changing times, I propose that the United States Department of Education implements a foreign language requirement, specifically a Spanish education requirement, not only for secondary students, but more specifically for elementary students. Today I'm going to discuss the current language barrier and the issue with foreign language requirements in the United States today. I will also be discussing the benefits of elementary foreign language programs and bilingualism in general, and I will offer a plan to move forward, starting with state legislature. Unfortunately, there is already a widening language barrier in the United States today. According to an article from the Daily Texan in 2013, only around 15% of US citizens consider themselves bilingual. That pales in comparison to the 56% of bilingual Europeans. But our high schools are helping with this, right? Well, wrong. Most colleges in the United States do require a 2-year foreign language study for admittance, but only 27 states currently require high school students to study a foreign language. There's also the issue of age. The majority of public high schools in the United States only teach Spanish at a high school level. But according to an article from the MIT News Office in 2018, the critical age for learning a second language is 10. After this, and especially after age 18, it gets increasingly difficult to learn a second language. What we need to do is utilize this critical age in order to effectively teach students Spanish. And there are so many benefits to doing this. Obviously, it will be easier for students to pick up the language. According to the same MIT News Office article, students who start learning a second language at or before age 10 have the ability to pick up that second language at the exact same rate as their native language. Teaching young students a foreign language also allows them to carry the benefits of bilingualism with them all throughout their lives. According to Alzheimer's.net, researchers from the New York Times and the Georgetown University Medical Center, bilingualism offers a myriad of benefits, including a wider vocabulary, a greater sense of empathy, a better memory, and more plentiful and healthy gray matter, which makes people healthier, more empathetic, more articulate. There are just so many benefits to being bilingual, and we can offer those benefits to children. That's just amazing to me. Extending Spanish education to elementary students might seem difficult and probably expensive, but if introduced little by little, it can be perfectly manageable. The best way to break this up is by starting with state legislature. In Kansas right now, our Department of Education currently recommends around 100 hours a year of learning and practicing a second language for grades K through 6. That's only around 30 minutes a school day. 30 minutes every day. My school that I graduated from was a K through 12 school called Southeast of Saline. And currently, their K through 6th graders, their elementary students, have an hour allotted for PE and music, 30 minutes of each. A great way for them to start implementing Spanish education with their elementary school is to take that hour and break it up into 3 sets of 20. 20 minutes for PE, 20 minutes for music, and 20 minutes for Spanish. This isn't obviously a ton of time, and it's not the best option out there, but it's an example. There's obviously going to be some sacrifice with coming up with implementing 30 minutes of Spanish every day, but there are simple ways to start. Another great way to break up cost is by starting with the older grades and breaking and moving down. Obviously, a lot of schools are going to be reluctant about introducing a brand new curriculum to kindergartners, but they can start with people at the critical age, 4th and 5th graders, and work their way down to 2nd and 3rd graders, and then eventually kindergarten and 1st graders. So that way, this new curriculum isn't being thrown into all 6 grades. It starts with just a couple. By 2050, the United States is expected to be the largest Spanish-speaking nation in the world. The best way to shatter a language barrier is to implement Spanish education at a younger age nationwide. Today I discussed the current language barrier and issue with United States foreign language requirements. I also discussed the benefits of earlier Spanish education and bilingualism in general, and I offered a plan to move forward by starting with state legislature. Implementing Spanish education in our elementary schools will destroy a language barrier and bring our nation together more by raising articulate and empathetic citizens. A great way to start moving forward is to contact our state legislatures. All of our Kansas legislators have their own websites. I recommend we all go to them and start emailing some people, recommending that Kansas starts implementing a Spanish education requirement. Even if we just start with high school and work our way down, progress is progress. I hope that today, as we all look forward to the future of Spanish education in elementary schools, we can stand united and say, "Sí se puede."